Haha, haha, hello, 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 hi, hello. I would be lying if I said that I'm worried my stream's just gonna die. Which I think is partially the case. It's already doing it. Damn it! Motherfucker! I was setting up the stream and my computer was dying. I figured we're gonna die here already. That's how every stream starts, by the way. Hello, everybody. Shot to the moon. Yeah, how's it going? If you haven't been to my stream before, it breaks immediately, and then we'll be maybe fine later. But anyway, hello everybody. I hope that those of you that are here are, chilling, having a good time, as always. Because we're gonna have a good time today. We're just gonna be kind of chill today. I did put a bit of a warning in the Shot to the Moon Discord that the stream might be a little, like, possibly. I've reconfigured a bunch of stuff for this specific thing, so it's a little all over the place. But anyway, yeah, anyway, today, our Friday stream, this is like kind of our normal stream now, or will be. I might possibly not use this layout in the future, it's hard to say. It is a little fucking taxing. Which is weird, because we used this like months ago, and it was fine, and it was all on one thing, and now it's another device that has like nothing to do but this. And it's like, nah. So I don't know. I think that's just a sign of dying technology, but anyway. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk about that stuff today, unless it gets worse. Yeah. Today we're just going to be doing some art stuff, though. That's kind of our normal Friday stream. That's the plan. Last Friday we didn't do that, of course, just because things weren't quite set up for this. But generally, if you're not part of the Shot to the Moon Discord, then essentially what these streams are, again, at its core, an art stream. Nothing super complex. But basically it's just like a stream that we're doing an art stream, but if you're part of Shot to the Moon, you have like a space pass, you're part of the Discord, you can go into the Illustrators Room chat, and you're able to know a little bit early what we're going to be doing, as well as if you want to possibly like participate or something like that, you can do that. So earlier today, and typically it's going to be following our Shot to the Moon campfires, which is on Friday as well, 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's just kind of going through all the different updates and stuff about Shot to the Moon. But after that, after our campfires, and usually they last about an hour, so roughly around 3 p.m. Eastern, I will post basically, what the next stream is going to be and how you can participate. Give you a little bit of time to, prep if you want to come along. It's kind of a weird thing. It's kind of like, not really. But in a way, it's kind of like, oh, it's like a Bob Ross kind of thing. I'm not comparing myself to Bob Ross. I'm just saying the content's like that. Where it's very like, you can choose to participate, or you can just watch and have a good time. Whatever. It's pretty chill. That, we're going to be doing what we do. So, yeah. That's how it go. That's how it's going to be. So, not a huge amount to it. Today, we're going to be doing some emotes. So if you're part of the Discord, then there are plenty of emotes available in there. However, there could definitely be more. My personal problem, at least when it comes for my emotes, is that, as much as I can be part of the Discord chat or something like that, if I'm in a place where I have the ability to add emotes myself, or I'm like in charge of that, or whatever it is, Shot to the Moon's not the only Discord that I have that with. But it's one of those things where I personally find myself always like, what do people like? How do people talk so much together, or how do they chat to the point that like this would be a good emote to, help visualize that, right? Because that's essentially what an emote is, right? It's giving like a visual to an emotion, or a picture to an emotion, rather than having to like, type and explain your emotions. And hello, Steve. Good morning. It's 8 p.m. Man. And I know it's 8 p.m. for you too. So I don't think that works that way. But yeah. So I find myself always struggling for ideas for emotes. My plan was to say like, oh, we're gonna do stuff for emotes today, and then hope that what was gonna happen was that the closer we get to doing this stream, because I work well under pressure sometimes, or at least like coming up with ideas and concepts and stuff, and I'm like, by the time we get there, I'm gonna have an idea. It's gonna be a breakthrough. It's gonna be amazing. And now I feel like one of those like kids in like school that you know is like the one that like didn't do like a lot for their presentation, you know, that kind of thing, or like you know, or something like happened, or it was like a group project that you know just like didn't work out, and it's not going to be good. Like they're very not prepared. That is what I feel like right now, partially. I mean, I'm prepared. I'm here, but it's one of those like, yeah, an emote, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I got one of those. We can do that. I do have something. If you guys know, and I should have got some pictures ready. I didn't do that. But I do have pictures, so it's fine. If you guys know, part of the Shot to the Moon simians, there's a lot of traits for simians, which is great. It's awesome. Simians. Fucking simians. Am I right? By the way, this is not a child-friendly stream. You just probably should have said that earlier. But one of the traits is a little bit more unique, a bit more interesting to me. There's really no story to this trait other than I thought it would be something that looked cool, but we wanted to do something with it quite a while ago. Actually, a couple things with it. We kind of just wanted it to be like some sort of like character that just was around, maybe like the community character, if you will. And one of the traits is this like slime guy. It's like this little slime hat thing. We'll bring it up in a minute. But I know you and me, Steve, we talked about it before, kind of having some emotes with something like that. Bringing this character in. He doesn't have a name, he's just like the simian slime. Very good name, I know. But, you know, I like his design. He's a little bit more grotesque than maybe he should be. So maybe we can make him a little bit cuter. Everything with emotes, at least in my opinion, the best way to go about them is to essentially like make everything way more simple and massive. And you can kind of see that. Recently we had some emotes done. I don't know the specific person, so Steve, if you're able to say who it was, I don't know if you're able to, I don't know. But Steve had gotten somebody to do some emotes of Crypto, his hero from Endgame. And we have one in there that's just like a picture of, you know, Crypto from the actual Endgame art, but then Steve had gotten some actual custom art of Crypto done for that specific purpose of having some emotes. Quick turnaround time too. It's like a day. I'm playing with a microfiber cloth. I don't know. I'm fidgety. I very much am. But if you look at that art compared to like the Crypto art officially from Endgame, there's definitely that sort of that's a very gross mouth sound, I'm sorry. It's a lot more simple. It's a lot, I don't want to say simple, but it's very like, there's not a lot of fine detail to it. But that's fine, because for an emote you don't really need it. It's very small, right, when you usually see it, so you don't need that kind of thing. So it's totally fine. There's no problem with that. Generally that's good for an emote, because you want it to be like, you know, small, simple details that can read well, and you're like, oh, I can see that even at this small size, this is what this is. If you have something with a lot of detail, it can take away. So a lot of the time, people's faces aren't good for emotes. There's ways around that, because obviously there's tons of people's faces as emotes. Especially here on Twitch, right? There's workarounds for that to make it easier to see. But like, usually they're not good. The workarounds are like making people's eyes comically bigger, but at like an emote size, you don't really think about it. Making their eyes like way bigger, making their mouth way bigger, or if they have like a smile, making their teeth like bigger than like their lips and stuff, so you can see the teeth easier. It looks really weird if you blow it up to like large scale, but at an emote size, it looks fine. I didn't mean to ignore you, Win, by the way. The thought was either going to be gone if I didn't finish it. So, that's what that was. Is it because Vaughn is a monkey? Now, because I didn't immediately read that, I don't know what that's exactly fully discussing. Apparently you're a fish. To Steve, so. Steve, you call everybody a fish, though. I think, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, everybody's a fish at some point. Which is fine. Kinda true. Anyone ever notice Twitch charges people way more on mobile versus desktop? How so? Like, for subs or something? I don't exactly know what you mean. I'll open my iPad here. And I'm gonna make a new thing, and then we'll put it up on the screen. I partially have to like look around my microphone to see stuff. Oh, my computer's dying even more. Great. I'm so mad. I need to buy a new computer. What is this shit? Steve, buy me a new computer. I bought a new computer and I'm using my old computer for other stuff and it doesn't want to work anymore. It very much annoys me. $2 more? Jeebus. Okay. Alright, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna switch back to my other layout, because that might actually make it work. The stream died. I changed stuff and then OBS decided to crash, so that was fun. Anyway. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, my current computer is new. The other computer that I have is my old computer, which was able to do the streams when I was playing a game on it and using OBS, and I barely changed anything. And now, if I just do it, all it's doing is streaming and taking in my camera and like a few video sources, which it was doing before. And the computer dies. But clearly it just wants to die. Which is awful. I'm like scared to stream now because I know that like half the time it's just not gonna like work. I need to actually like invest, but I don't have the money for that. So my family's gonna be like, a second computer? Really? Yeah. Okay. Let me go over to our iPad scene. Woo! Baby, a triple. We're here now, finally. Took me long enough, I know. Alright, can you guys hear the music, by the way? You should be able to. You can't. Hit back. That's way too loud. There you go. All right, so now that we're alive again, finally, let's see what we can do. So hold on for a second. I'm gonna go here. I sorted all my stuff. There's some stuff I can't show you, so I've blocked it out for now. Censored it, if you will. Here's a bunch of like FireMonkey files. I don't know which one our slime friend's in, but I would love to get a picture of him. I'm thinking he's in this one. Behind the scenes, by the way, guys. Could have streamed more on FireMonkey art, but I didn't, and I should have, though. Where's our slime friend? Our slime friend's gone, guys. I want to get him as reference. I wanted to look at him to be like, do I remember what he looks like? Maybe. I don't know if I do, though. I kind of have a vague sense. I don't know where he's at, though. Maybe he's in here. Maybe he's hiding in the blank one. I don't know. This is the problem with the FireMonkey files. Here's the thing. So, at the end of the day, the FireMonkey files for everything in my iPad here is multiple files, because this program has limits on how big the files can be, which is for a good reason, because it makes sure that the performance is fine when you're working on it and it's not going to, you know, go down or become way worse, which is really good. The problem with that is the fact that FireMonkeys, there's a lot to them, and they're very big files. I did that intentionally because we wanted to make sure that everything was going to be good. It better not be in the crying file. They're out of order, by the way. I'm just trying to look to see where what is. God, I don't know. Maybe he's here. He might be here. He ain't there. Oh no, guys, I might have lost our slime friend. He's somewhere, I just don't know where he is. There's a crown in this one. Ooh. I'm gonna be looking for like years. Which one have I not looked in? I didn't look in this one. I don't think he's in here though. Nah, that was a wasted effort, dude. Alright, I think I just don't know where he's at. He might be in here. Nah, he's not in there. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna look. I want a reference picture. Having a reference picture to make sure that everything looks good. That's what we want. I can go without it, but I would like to make sure that it's all consistent. Alright, give me a second. I'm only closing that because I have to go into my own internal files, and unfortunately I can't sift that in a way, because I also use this iPad for personal stuff, mostly just family photos and stuff. But because of that, I can't exactly go opening my photos folder on stream. You guys don't need to see that. There's a slime friend. I found a slime friend, but it's only part of slime friend, which is unfortunate. Interesting. I only have part of the slime friend. That's okay though. It's actually good enough. It's really all I need. Okay. Alright. I'm Matthew McConaughey. Alright. Should be good, yeah. We're good. It's a very small picture, but that's okay. Yep, there he is. Hello! Alright, so this is our dude. This is really the only important part. The rest of him, he's kind of drippy. I kind of wanted to call him Drip, unironically. Kind of a stupid name. It's very simple, but at the same time, sometimes the simple names are the good ones. I'm not saying that's the good one, but you know, it's fun. He's a little transparent. He's got a little bit of like sliminess to him. You can see he's got a little bit of detail to him. These little like circle bits, that just kind of gives him that sort of slimy nature, I guess. Which is good. We like that. But at the same time, in an emote, we probably won't see that, but it's one of those things. So, I know I just said earlier, pre-stream crash, that having like details and stuff is not that important, but it's situational a little bit, because it's one of those things where having like, let's say, a little line underneath an eye to give like a little bit of extra, I don't know, detail to make it look like it's sunk in, like this line right here, right? This line underneath here, like having like these kind of detail lines and stuff, you don't need those, really. They're gonna just be, emotes are very small. They're like way smaller than this. They're like, compared to this size of canvas, they're like this, not even, I can't even make it small enough. It's like that small, right? Like, if you look at that, and this is on stream too, so you got some extra compression, you can really only see the smile and kind of where his eyes are, and the little like bump on his head, and a few little like details, that's it, right? But if you zoom into this, I mean, we've shrunk him down. But I mean, look, he's got like these little edges off of his mouth here, he's got a tongue and stuff. You didn't really think of seeing that, right? That didn't matter to you. You saw like this edge on him when he was that tiny. But you didn't really see this one. You definitely didn't see this one. So there's a certain point where you're like, those details don't matter. Now, the reason I say it's a bit situational is because these little things being everywhere. Yeah, you don't really see them that much. And maybe if we went back to that, we can redo this. Let's take a look again. Let's shrink them down really small again. Let's zoom out. So yeah, you can see he's kind of green. But there's a little bit of this, like, extra lighting, if you will. I don't know how to best describe it, but there's like kind of a texture to it still. And because we have so many of those little details, they kind of still live there very subtly. And they kind of become a subtle element, but they do have like a nice effect still, even at that size, just because there's so many of them. So that's why I say it's situational, because if you have like a lot of like things to provide detail, some of that's going to seep through. You just have a higher chance of that. So sometimes doing details like that are good. The other thing is that if you are planning on having your art be, you know, seen at full size and used elsewhere, drawing an emote at full size and putting in those little details doesn't hurt. You know, it's good to have. If you're drawing it really big, like I am, like this canvas is huge. It's basically a little bigger than 4K. The same width, but taller to make it a square. Shapes! Okay. So, with that, let's draw our guy. These are like the only brushes I use to draw anything. And they're all label shot to the moon, because that's what I made them for. As always, we draw in obnoxious red, because riskRED. And also because it's easy to see. At least for me. You may disagree. Okay, so... Sorry I'm late, what's good? No problem, stream crashed and we've just been talking. So you haven't missed anything, Brian. It's all good. So we're drawing our emote today. At least the one that I think would be cool, which is, our slime guy. From the Simians. We've talked a little bit internally about having this guy be somebody kind of cool. And, you know, something, maybe like a community character. He just kind of lives in the emotes. And, yeah, we kind of want to turn him into an emote. Do something with that. Or at least I did. This was talked about a while ago and you just never really did it, so now I'm doing it now. So here's the thing, how do we have this emote? That's the one other thing. Now I'm probably just gonna make like a happy little guy of him, and I might simplify him a little bit. But I think, I don't know if we want to like cut him off. Like, do we want to have, that sounds weird. But you know, like if he's like Orby like this, do we just want to have him like, you know, on the bottom and he just gets cut off on the bottom? Or do we want to have him like, you know, blobby like this, and then he's got like a little like puddle like this underneath him, right? You know? I think maybe the puddle's better. He's gonna kind of look like ice cream though, I think. But that's okay. He is a slime. If you drop a ball of slime on the ground, there's gonna be a little bit of like a spread. You know, that kind of thing. That was probably really loud, I'm sorry. But that is what's gonna be there. So I think maybe we just start with that shape and go from there. We want to draw him big, right? We want him to be around, so I'm just going to draw like a simple thing. I like the puddle underneath. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's good. I'm just going to refine this shape a little bit. Curve it a little bit. I'd actually use the warp tool for this because he's such a big blob. I don't like to use the warp tool too much in this because the problem that happens with it, it kind of blurs your lines. But I mean, this is the sketch layer, who cares? I like to always start with a sketch. Some people sketch different. I saw like a lot of stuff when I was growing up that was all about drawing, and people were like, oh, you gotta do the whole thing of like, you know, draw your like head shape right, and then you gotta like do the lines like this and do the line like that, and that's the angle they're looking, and then their eyes are like here, and then they got like their nose, and then their little mouth or whatever, right? Yippee. Fun. Never sketched like that. I sketch way worse like that. Mind you, that was way better than I've ever sketched anything like that in my life. So that's kind of hilarious. But still, I just like him. Like, I see big bloop shape. Let's make that. And then work our way from there, you know? I just visualize it a bit. There are actually a lot of artists in the world that don't see it that way, which is not wrong in any way. But there are some people, I forget the name of it, but there's kind of like a thing where some people can't visualize properly. Like, they just don't... Like, if you think of an apple, right? Now you've thought of an apple. But there's like a certain extent to that, right? So like, some people think of an apple, they might also think of the apple like on a table or something at the same time. They might see the color of the red, they might even be like, oh, there's like a little leaf on the stem of it, there's a window behind it. You know, somebody might be like that crazy with it. Other people be like, I just see like an apple, it's kind of like a shape of an apple, that's all I see. And there are people that like don't see anything. You know, and naturally there's going to be that like, you know, kind of discrepancy a little bit, right? The thing I was always wondering with that kind of thing is how do people know that they see less than other people? I don't know, but apparently people are confident to say that that is the case for them. I'm just drawing a very basic shape here. I'm probably going to refine it because I don't really like it yet. Yeah, that's something. But yeah, you know, so there's an artist I watched on Twitch for a bit. God, I can't remember who it was that has this sort of thing. And they were basically saying like the way that they kind of just, they can't really draw anything from memory, but they'll just kind of like literally think about it. So kind of similar to what I'm doing, but instead of like visualizing it and then just kind of thinking of like what to do with it, they're like, okay, a table. It's a rectangle, more rectangles coming off that rectangle makes a table, you know? It was interesting because I'm like, what point do you go to be like, that's a visualization versus, oh, you're just kind of like thinking of how something is like formed? I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's all BS and they can visualize, they just don't realize that's what they're doing. I don't know. At that point, it's a very psychological thing that I do not know the answer to, so I'm not gonna say like I do, because I don't. I like psychology though, it was good. Took psychology in high school, and that's as far as I went with it. But it is entertaining, to say the least. I was like, I'm gonna be cool and add this little like extra detail, but that is so gonna get lost in, I don't like this bit actually. I don't like this bit that kind of like sinks in like this. It's okay. I'm gonna change this bit. I don't like this little right side of this little puddle thing. I want to add some bits to him too. I think his little signature blobs would be something that he should have. This little like weird thing like this. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll come back to it. By the way, no guarantees I finish this on stream, by the way. I'll try to. But I'm not guaranteeing that's happening. How does that look? Bad. I'm gonna go up more like this and then go... This good? This something I like? That's better. Still don't like this part. That's okay. Oop, might be getting somewhere. Wait, do we have it? Do we have the gold? Maybe. This is where I like to use the warp tool. I just kind of like to play around Not bad, but I think it could be slightly better. So we do this, and we have this little, like, grid that we can pull. Kind of cool. Just gonna play around with it. See what I like, and just keep kind of pulling on it until it's somewhere I want it to be. Like that. We go from that to that. Very subtle, but changes a lot. I also think this is not quite what I like. A lot of iterations art is. It's really the main part of it. You're just gonna kind of change things until you're like, I like this or I don't. Kind of the way it works. You know what it might have been? I might not have liked how angled this is, but I think I can just tweak this a tiny bit. Not bad. It's just I want it to be a little bit nicer. Just like that. A little less angular. Yeah, that's not too bad. Maybe able to do something with this. There's a certain point that I think is probably the best thing to know as like kind of an artist, or just like, you know, working with art. You might not consider yourself an artist. That's okay. I don't really myself. Some people might be like, oh, why, that doesn't make any sense. You do art though. Yeah, you're not wrong. But there's some times where I'm like, I'm not that good though. So I can't really consider myself that way. But there is a certain point where I think when you're doing art, this is kind of the main point I wanted to say, which was that you have to kind of know when to, like, I was going to say stop iterating. That makes it seem like, you know, stop doing cool stuff. Not that, but like stop trying to perfect something, right? I mean, that kind of goes with anything, really. Think about it. Certain point where you're like, does this extra bit of refinement even really matter? Probably not. Probably not. Alright, so I think we got our little dude. We can kind of detail this a little bit more too, I think. You know, kind of give some extra detail to this bottom part. I hit the microphone with my Apple Pencil, I'm sorry. Whenever I do something like that, I feel like I'm like slapping you. Everybody in chat, I mean. I'm not, I swear. But that's what it feels like. Adding stuff like this just adds a little bit of extra depth to our dude, because now we have a little bit of like, oh, this is what this is, and this is what this is. This kind of area kind of sucks. I'm gonna change this. Like that. Sure. And get rid of this thing. So now he's got a little bit of like extra layers, you know, you want to give him that. This sits over this, and this sits over that. Still undecided on this. I think it should go the other way. I think it should be like this. Like that. Yeah, there you go. It kind of looks like his arms, right? Like it looks like he's sitting out, like these are his legs. And then this is like his little hand in his hand, and then this is like his middle. Or his, yeah. I don't know slime anatomy, I'm not going to pretend like I do. We can do little drippy bits like this, right? Going forward. I'll keep that one there, I like that. Work off of that in the future. I think we should put his face in now. But here's the thing, so we have our little guy, let's bring him back. There he is. So, his face is kind of like, bleh. You know? Just kind of, meh. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? He's a little droopy. He's a little kind of crusty. that a good term? That sounds almost inappropriate when I'm saying it, but a little crusty, I think. Sounds good to me. There's a thing in character design where having a character that's good is sort of having a lot of round elements, being very, you know, very rounded, right? Having a character that's like evil is very like pointy, right? Pretty basic stuff. I don't know the best way to say it. There's like a study that there were two shapes, and one was this kind of like round flower looking thing, and another thing was kind of like a pointy starburst thing. And people were presented with just to name the two with these two names and decide which one fits what. And I think the one name was Bobo, and the other one was Kiki. And regardless of language barriers, people applied Kiki to the spiky one and Bobo to the round one. So there's this sort of psychological thing with having something smoother, something more comfortable with having round things, and having more of like a sharp feeling with something like, you know, Kiki, right? There is sort of that universal thing that exists for some reason. So I think we want him to be nice and friendly. We want him to be a friend of ours. So I want to round out his face more. He's already kind of round, right? But I want to round out his like main traits here. But I still want to kind of have the traits be present. I don't want to lose the identity of them completely. We're going to do eyebrows. I don't know if we should even do eyebrows. I want to do a happy version of him. Maybe we'll start with eyebrows. It feels right, though. Let's draw some big eyes. This is where we experiment and have fun. Just try some stuff. Oh god, what is that? Is that a caterpillar? I don't even know what I'm looking at. What is that? Yes, it is. That's just somebody's face put onto a hungry, hungry caterpillar. That's what it feels like. This, like, slime thing is taking me out of it a little bit. This little bit that I drew. That's okay. I'm gonna draw this on a different layer in blue, so that we can kind of move his face around. I like to do that sometimes as well. So we can just draw like an element of his face and kind of form his face and figure out what we want to have. I want to draw him big eyes, you know? Another common thing is to have like really big eyes. So let's just duplicate this eye really quick. Oh, he's surprising. He kind of looks like a jelly skull now, doesn't it? Kind of weird. Like this is like his teeth. Oh my god, it's the new riskRED character. Jelly skull. I have been practicing on my own a little bit. Just like character design stuff. And just making some characters and stuff. I haven't like gone and done anything like official with them other than just drawing them on my own time. I'm not going to show them to you because maybe I'll do something with it, but it's fun to do. I like character design a lot. I was in probably like I want to say maybe like 11th grade. Not 11th grade, geez. I was like about 11. I was like 11 or so years old. That's kind of cute. There he is. I don't know if I'm gonna commit to that, but I kind of like it. But it kind of is just Toad with really big eyes. It makes me laugh, though. I like it. It wouldn't read well as an emote, though, so I gotta do something different. But, no, I was in 11th I was 11 years old. I was gonna say 11th grade again. That's like a censor bar up there. I was 11 years old. My god, my brain is dying right now. I was in 11th grade, 11 years old. I was a prodigy. No. I was 11 years old. I was in this, I was in a lot of, like, you know, summer camps and stuff. So, I was in a summer camp that was like this graffiti art camp. And essentially what it was like, you know, it was pretty much that, but it was more of like a general art thing, but with like some graffiti elements occasionally. And one of the days we did a thing, it was like a week-long thing. We did a thing where it was like we were just supposed to take a shape, right? So, here, we can do it right now. It's not complicated, it won't take too long. By the way, the stream is going to get derailed multiple times, and we're going to do other things as well. Just so you know. But like, you know, I'll do this with this brush too. I'll do it with black and everything so that you can see it easier. So like, we take a shape, right? So one of the first things I did was I was like, okay, we got a shape. So triangle, right? There you go. There's a triangle. So you take the shape and then be like, okay, now try to turn it into a character as simply as you can. Like, don't try to add too many elements. Try to make it like a really simple character and then try to add like one unique element to it. Maybe two, and then that's your character. And just do that with a bunch of different random shapes. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, circle, triangle, square. It doesn't have to be simple shapes. It could be, you know, like, I don't know. That, right? I'm not going to do that one. But the first thing I did was I just did a triangle. Because I'm like, most people are going to do a weird shape like this, right? You know? I'm going to do something different. I'm just going to do a triangle. So I did a triangle. And then what I did is I just went like, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. That's a bad leg. And then I drew like, you know, a little hand thing. Right? Very basic, but you get the point. And then we drew like an eye. Another eye. On the other side. And then he had like a little whole mouth like this. And then his interesting element was he just had like spiky hair like this. It was kind of like a crown of sorts. It went up like this. Up and met his triangle. And then it went on the other side. And then it went down. Like that. And that was the guy. I don't know who this guy is. But I will always remember him. Because it just, that was it. I think at some point I decided to add like this to him. But I think that's a little too... I hit the mic again, I'm sorry. But that's like a little complicated. You know, just like, boop. That's a little weird. That's all his character was. You know, that's it. I had another character that was like... God, I gotta see if I can remember the shape. I think all it was like this, this, and this. Yeah. And then this guy was just like this, and this. He had this like grumpy mouth like this kind of thing. Squiggly mouth, I guess. And then he was just legs. And so I have like a sketchbook from that summer camp that's just tons of these like things. But like, it's kind of a really good exercise in my opinion. Because you just think of like weird characters, right? Like, let's do one right now. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Arrow. Hell yeah. Let's draw an arrow. Let's start with the arrow. That'll be our shape. It's a bit more complex. Oh, it's an arrow. I got it now. We're gonna get like our arms down here, right? Whoa. This could look bad, actually, if I do this weirdly. Hold on. Oh, and then he's gonna have like a thing like this, and this is gonna be his cool element. It's gonna be a rocket. It's gonna be like a squiggly little rocket man. There he is. That's a weird flame to do. There you go. He's got a little rocket. There he is. And he's got like I don't know. Oh, he's got like little like trapezoid eyes. I don't know. And he's got a big smiley mouth. There you go. There's another character. Oh, and he's got like little antennas. Some of them got more complicated. I don't know. There he is. There's a dude. You know, and you can just do like tons of those forever. This is how V-Friends was made. Alright, we're done. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, we gotta keep going with our dude. We gotta finish him at some point. We're here for a while. We should probably be able to finish this one guy. Oops, I'm on a layer that's not available. There we go. Alright, so I have his eyes down here because having a little bit more forehead room gives it that kind of like cute look. And we're kind of like on the cusp of that. We don't have a lot of room for his mouth though. I don't know, I might change. I would just do something simple like this, right? No? You can even add like one of those like cute like little... Right? You know, a little... Actually, maybe we should do it like this. Go over a little bit. And then do the little... Yeah, there you go. Got like a little cute slime tooth thing. Every anime character ever. We can do it on both sides. Or we can do it on the bottom on this one. We can do it like here. Right, he's got like a little... There you go. Kind of a weird thing, but it works. We can scale this up and figure out where we want to put it. So then we'll just take like elements like this and we'll kind of place them where we want them until we're happy, you know? Here's his eyes. So we put him up there, it looks kind of weird, right? From down here, it looks cuter. Why? I don't know. Make it a little bigger. I wanna shrink him a little bit. There we go. I think something like that's kind of cool. I like him. Don't you? Don't you like this guy? How can you not like this guy? Come on. Look at him. There's not a lot of detail there yet, but you can see the potential. You can see the potential. I got this little like slime goop here. It's not quite gonna work out as much now. That's okay. I put it there quickly. Figured it probably wasn't gonna work out. It's okay. Alright, there we go. You know what? Maybe just leave it simple like this. Something like that. We'll see. Those elements aren't really important right now. Let's just leave it at this. We'll come back to it later. I wanna finish up his eyes, because his eyes aren't really done yet. We could leave his eyes like just blank like this. I do like that style, and we did that for simians. And I do like to go back to that style, because you can kind of... It gives you more room for the viewer of the art to kind of like interpret what the expression is a little bit more. You give a little bit more freedom to, you know, to the consumer of the art, to the observer. To be like, oh, you know what, I think this is kind of what this expression is, right? And it's cool, I do like that. At the same time, with like an emote, you might want that expression to be a bit more clear. I'm drawing in red. Wrong color. By the way, guys, let me know if the music's ever too loud, too, by the way. And I will tweak it. I'm gonna change this one a little bit. It should be a little bigger. Something like that. I don't know though. Is having the bottom tooth kind of weird? What do you guys feel? We just have two top teeth? Like we should just put the mouth back. Do something like this. And just doing like another top tooth. Maybe. Maybe that's the play. Well, let's try it. Let's see if we like it. Might look a little vampire-y though. Let's see. I don't know, that's kind of cute too. I kind of like it. You could do little bottom teeth here. Little nubs. Will some of this detail be lost when it's turned into a emote? Probably. There he is, look at him. That's a cute mouth. There he is. We can give him a little, like... I don't know if this is biologically accurate. Again, I don't know slime biology, but... Sure. There you go, he's got a little mouth interior. Normally when I say that, it's for a different reason. Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm probably in a similar boat. I want to provide some details to the side of his mouth here. I don't know if I should just do this. Sure. Now we could give him like a little bit of like a nose. We can give him like a little thing like this, but I think it takes away. That makes him look creepy now. I don't like that. You see that? It's kind of creepy. I keep zooming out a little bit because it's massive screen for me, but we could do that. I'd also give him one of those, like, you know, boopy noses, but I don't think he needs a nose. I think we're good without the nose. I don't think we need it. It's like giving Voldemort a nose, you know? Looks weird. I mean, there's the actor, so it's kind of just calling the actor Ray Fiennes and just saying he looks weird. But when you see him as Voldemort so much, and then you go and see a movie he's in normally, it does kind of look weird. Okay, so we got the mouth. We could add something of a nose. We could also do something like this, right, where we just add like an angle thing. But I think it just makes him look creepier. Part of me wants to add a nose, but I won't. Because I know it's wrong. And it's not what our little guy deserves. What do we think about the name Drip, by the way? Are we into that? Is Drip cool? Or is Drip kind of like lame? Like, now we can do better. I like it, but... I might be wrong. I'm down with it? Okay. We've got a vote for Drip, that's good. He's getting redesigned a little bit today, though. We're gonna look at the picture of Drip and be like, that's like his dad. That's not him. This is like a baby version. Like his son, right? This looks weird. I don't like this. Can we get rid of this? It's not going away. Oh, it's because I drew it on the mouth layer. That's okay. I mean, we already have it established where we want it, so we can merge this together. Whoop! There we go. BRB, yeah, no problem. I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. I didn't think about this. Doing art streams and stuff. I bought this mic stand, mic arm, prior to thinking of doing art streams, so I got a low profile one because I wanted it out of the way, but now it's in my way for art streams, so solve a problem, make a problem, you know? It's all good, I still like it. Alright. Make that line a little bit more clear. There we go. Okay, so we could add some eye detail here on our original dude. Oh geez, yeah, look at a completely different dude. On this guy, we had these kind of like small eye insides, you know? We gave him the little like this. But if we do that, then this is gonna look terrifying. I think. No. Oh god. How to change emotion in 2 seconds. I'm sorry, it made me laugh. Guys, as much as he should be happy, I kind of want this as an emote itself, just like... This is a very good, like, dead inside emote at this point. Oh man, that's really funny. I like that a lot. Alright, did I draw that on a separate layer? I didn't. I'm gonna duplicate this, just for the sole reason that I want it to still exist. But no, you should have better eyes. Now, there's some eyes that people will do where they do like, you know, sort of inner circle. That sounds weird. What they'll do, it's kind of the Nintendo treatment where they'll do like this kind of thing. Kind of looking down and to the right. And then you could even do like another one where you do like this, then go in more, and then that's like kind of the thing. I think that might be like the style we do today, but I don't really know. If we do this, I want to make sure it looks like straight, right? Like it looks like he's looking at us. Something like that. Yeah, that's good. We got to do that again. There we go. Then we do another smaller one. Like this. And that goes in the middle. Actually, you know, let's try this too. I'm curious. I've never really seen this done before, but who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Or maybe it'll look terrifying. I don't know. Instead of connecting it to the bottom, let's like just do like a full circle around. Maybe make it closer to the bottom. See? It might be terrifying. Not terrible. Not a huge fan. I tapped the undo button like multiple times in a row. Realistically, I don't have to do that. That actually doesn't look bad. The top kind of looks more like an eyelid than anything. Which was not what I was going for. There you go, that's not bad. Kind of looks stoned a little bit though, so I don't know if I'm into that either. Let's try a new approach. Trying to hold this down to do multiple undos, and now it's not doing it. Alright. Let's not do that. I want to create that surprise look, you know? I want to have like the whoop, big eye. You know, I might be overcomplicating it. Now that I see it, maybe we just draw a big, like, big ol' eye like that, you know? And then we do, like, some, like, chibi reflections in it, like we do, like, a big... Ooh. Maybe we give it a bit of that, like, upward motion, like that. Yeah, that's it. I was overcomplicating it so much. But in reality, it was just do a shape like this. Now I'm making the shape really bad. I keep drawing it like an idiot. But we'll get there, you know? I want to round it a bit more. I don't want it to be like a hard edge. I want it to be like this. There we go. And you take this, get it to where we think it should be, rotate it, do that. Now it looks terrifying again. What did I do? I feel like I made it scary again. That's okay, but at least we know we have to keep it simple. I just have to keep doing it until it's not scary anymore. Yeah, that might be it. Let's just duplicate that. I did it on its own layer. Duplicate it and flip it. Still kind of terrifying a little bit. I think it might just be a little bit of bringing it down and positioning it properly. Whoops! No! There we go. Yeah, he's not as scary now. Might be able to add some eyebrows to him to like emphasize that happy look rather than looking like he's wide-eyed and going to kill you. Let's try that. No, I'm not so sure. Could do something like that, just add some detail. This is what I was talking about, by the way, with like the chibi reflections. You can like add these. Add a lot of like little circle reflections. Like this. That helps make anything look cuter. Every time. It doesn't matter what you do. It will always look way cuter with it. Point proven. I could give him like an eyelid like this, right? Oh, you're trying your best. He looks like he's like kind of upset with you. That is very funny. Okay, I'm gonna try to move these eyes up a little bit. Then try to do like a thing like this, where we erase the bottom of the eyes. That sometimes gives a happy impression too, where you do this. Yeah, there we go. That sometimes gives that like squishy appearance. A little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. You angle it up a little bit. Yay, there we go. He's happy. I think we could move these eyes back down actually a little bit. I move them up to create room, but I think moving them down actually helps a little bit. There we go. There's our dude. He's looking good. He's looking good. He's looking happy. He's looking like he's having a good time, I think. I want to give him eyebrows, right? Like, I want to give him, like, his eyebrows of surprise. But I don't know. It feels like something's supposed to be up here, right? I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just some extra detail lines or something. I'm not really sure. But part of me is saying there's something here. Like a squinty. That makes him look more unsure again. It's crazy too. So much emotion comes out of eyebrows. So it's always why I want to get them like right. You do something like that, you get like, you know, this. If you go down like this, you get kind of like an anger thing. You kind of want to just create a neutral expression. We don't really want to change it too much. I think I might be overcomplicating it. Sometimes you just have to accept that maybe this is the best course of action. Just leave it like this. Maybe we go back to our slime details and we just add some cool details around now. That might be it. That might be it. Whoops, I chose the wrong color. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do now. I'm just going to try to kind of add some slimy details. And the way that I like to personally add slimy details is just like everything's going to go down, right? And there's going to be a bit of curvature to it. Right here it's going to be pretty vertical because it's the middle of them. But like here it's going to be kind of down more. If we put like a... That's the other thing. I guess we could do that, right? We could do like a slime thing that's going over his eye on one side. Sure, why not? We can get kind of like a slime thing here going. Maybe a slime thing here, and just adding these little details is always fun. You can always kind of experiment with them and do some cool stuff. I think it was a good choice. The one fire monkey that exists. Let me just check one thing. Yep. I'm gonna back out of here for a second. This fire monkey here. This was how it was originally drawn. It was made to be this like slimy monkey. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And it was going to be a one-on-one that you guys could get. That was kind of the plan with it. But as I was drawing it, I was like, man, I don't know. I personally had kind of fallen in love with it. Just like design-wise. I was just like, I really like this one. I didn't have like a simian for myself yet. We all had ones as for the team. Everybody on the team, we all had like our own fire monkey, right? We do. So I was like, what if I made this red? What would that look like? So I did that, and I became my fire monkey. Mind you, I think Charky has it right now, so technically not, but that's fine. Either way. As long as he exists in spirit, it's good enough. But, yeah, so it's, you know, like... I think it was natural for me to like the drippy monkey. I very much like a drippy art style. I actually have something... Oh god, would I even be able to show that? Give me a second. I want to see if I can find this. I found... So my dad was digging through some old stuff of mine. Well, old stuff was just ours in general. And we were looking for stuff, and... Well, he was looking for stuff. He was looking for old stuff we didn't need. He was kind of cleaning out storage, looking for stuff that's like, oh, I've been looking for that, or whatever it is, right? So it was a lot of that. And he found some old stuff of mine. And one of the things he found was, or several things really, was this one like piece of art that I did, which was from this graffiti camp that I was talking about. I found it, by the way. Oh good, I found the art. There it is. There it is. Boom! This is the art that I did. This is 11th grade. This is this graffiti art camp. We did this stuff on cardboard, so we were given this piece of cardboard, and it was just spray painted with color. And it was basically like, okay, here's your piece of cardboard. It's got some color on it that was just randomly done. Try to draw a character out of the color. That was kind of the whole thing. It's not amazing by any means. There were a lot of things that I did at the time. The character, realistically, not good. It has like weird shiny reflection spots. That's what these like little like circular weird shapes on its arms are. They're supposed to be the reflection. But it doesn't make sense. Like, he's got reflection on like the one side and the other side. They're also really massive and there's way too many of them. I always drew that for a mouth. That like weird like underbite with teeth. I drew that all the time. I don't really know what this character is, but that's what I did. But yeah, and then I always drew this like weird bubbly noodly background thing that he's in front of. Don't know what that is either, but whatever. But you can see in my signature up the top here. Oops. It's all drippy and stuff. It's a really bad thing. It says Sean, that's my nickname. A bad signature, but point is, that's what it was. It all came together in the end. Because that was totally what that was leading to. Definitely. I wanted to draw something off his eye. I didn't know if I should draw it like this or not. I'm just drawing like weird slimy things. Some of these angles aren't actually making sense, so that's the one thing with like slimy drip things, is you gotta like really like be careful with angles and stuff. Because like if one's off, you're gonna know. Alright. That's the other thing, I might end up drawing too many of these. Again, we talked about having too much detail. But for anything shot to the moon related, I typically like to draw things with detail regardless, and just draw them as if they're full piece of art, so that's okay. That's fine, no problem. I'm gonna add like some little slimy ends to these, but nothing complicated. There we go. I want to add something here. I almost want to add like a weird little slimy, like that. I don't know, that might be too much though. You guys think that's too much? Adding like a weird thing on them? I think it is, personally. Maybe making it more subtle. Like this. And then just kind of starting to get rid of this part like this, and then shifting it in. I don't know, I like his roundness. But I do want something off of the top, though. Maybe just doing something like this instead. Yeah, that might be the play. I like having things on the edges and like the outside and stuff a little bit, just to give it like some extra shape. But I think an emphasis in his roundness definitely helpful here. Might be able to get something out of this one, so that's what I'm trying now. There's like a little bit of bulginess to break up the shape a little bit. Don't know if that really did a lot, but it was something. It was an attempt. wasn't bad. That's something. I think maybe the other shape we can try is on the kind of the other side, but a little higher. Like definitely up here, I think is definitely where we need it to be. I just don't know the best way to go about doing that. Something like this. Not broken up a lot, but I do want to be subtle with it. I'm going to try to exaggerate this a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much more, though. Otherwise, it's going to feel really weird. Yeah, that seems like the most I'm going to be able to do. I might be able to do, like, another one. There you go. That might be something. Let's try that. That might not be really that good, but screw it. Let's try it. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Looks like an ear. Like a dog ear. That's what I'm seeing there. I don't know, maybe that's good enough. Maybe we're good. Or maybe add like another little like boily thing, like just like this. That's just coming off of him. Apologies for hitting the microphone so much. My god, I feel like I'd have more control. I am holding a giant pencil right next to it, so... Pretty fire, to be honest. Yeah, I think he's turning out well. Yeah, that boily thing was the play. I needed something to be more on his right side so that he didn't look like awful. There we go. Yeah, he's looking good. We're gonna do the cleaned up line art probably pretty soon because we're getting there. I think we're getting something cool. He's looking cool. All right. I'm gonna add just a little bit to him up here. I'm gonna curve this in a little bit just so that we get that break in the geometry a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit here. Risk on the turning to tattoo artist. That's what it is. It's line art. This is like our sketch. And we're gonna do our line art. Clean it up with our cool line tool, our shot to the moon liner. You know, it gives you that cool, like, ooh, look at that line. Isn't that cool? Isn't that sick? Pretty cool, man. Ooh. You can make them ultra thick. It gets a little weird when it gets really thick. We might not use this one, I don't know, but it's hard to say. Usually, though, if I want a thick line, I go like this, and then I do another pass, and I just thicken it up like this until we get something like that. So, it's fine. Alright, I think we're good. Look at that. Look at our boy. Boy's looking good. Now I'm gonna look at this a little bit again just to see if there is potentially anything I want to get rid of, any lines I don't like. What is this line? What is this doing here? Get out of here. Okay. I think I'm liking it. I might add a little bit more towards the bottom here. That doesn't make any sense. Do something with that. Just a little few subtle ones, nothing crazy. Just to have a little bit more detail. Ooh, that's weird, I didn't want to do that. Alright, I think we're good. Might add a little... Alright, there we go. I think we're good. Look at that. Here's our dude. And then what we can do... We can take our whole thing. Put it in a group. That'll be like our sketch group, but we'll duplicate it. Like this. Turn this one off. Merge our little guy together so he's all one thing. We can go here, turn the saturation down, turn our brightness down, and now we have like a black line art thing of them. And so some art I've done, I've gone off of this and just cleaned it up. That's actually what I did for this. This is some art I made based on, I posted it on Twitter, but I did some art on a game that I'm hoping to stream in the future. It's called Cult of the Lamb. It's very much like a mixture of, based on what I've heard, it's very much a mixture kind of thing that's similar to Binding of Isaac we've been playing on stream the past couple streams. I played for a long time. I really like Binding of Isaac. It's really good. As well as like Animal Crossing, it's similar to that in some senses. Kind of like we play Binding of Isaac to gather resources, and then those resources go towards our cult, and that's kind of like an Animal Crossing thing. It's kind of a cool thing, and of course, all with like dark cultish look to it, which is cool. And this is like the main character you play. You're the lamb. So, I think this actually has a video. I think we can look at it. I had like a reference for a bit, so this is like, it's kind of hard to watch at first because this is like my reference. I was looking at this image and I was like, that's cool. So I made this like rough sketch, kind of looking similar. And then I decided to like add the like cursed elements that they have to the character. And then I made like the sketch, I blew it up, and then I started cleaning up the line art more and just re-sketching over it, cleaning up the lines. And then I added the color. So that's how that was made. And then cool way to do lighting. So I did all the color, right? So here we are. Basically right here, I added all the color, right? For the most part. And then I duplicated the entire color layer, and I made it black, and I made it linear burn. That is the overlay level. For those of you who don't know what that means, in like a photo editor, oh, there's the full color right there. In a photo editor, you'll have different like layer styles. So most layers will have just normal. That's what they'll be on. And you can set the opacity of it, so you can say like, oh, it's really, it's, you know, full opacity. You know, you can see it, nothing, you can't see anything through it. Turn the opacity down to 50%, it's half transparent, you can see a bit through it, and you can control that on whatever scale. And that's very useful, but you can also set it to different modes. So you can set it to something like overlay, which, that's not the easiest one to explain. How about linear dodge add? Some things call it add. And basically what that'll do is it'll take your brightest levels in a picture and add it to anything underneath and make it brighter. And so you also have other versions of that. So you have like screen, which will take like the brightest element of your layer, and anything underneath it, it'll overlay it on top, but it won't make it brighter. It'll just like overlay the whiteness on top of it. I don't know the specific technicals of everything, but I know roughly what they look like. But with linear burn, basically it'll make it darker and also saturate your color. And so it'll make it look a lot better than just adding black to something, because it'll also make your color like a different color and a different shade, which is really good. And so I just did that, and then I started erasing the black for the lighting and adding in black in places for other shadows that I needed. And I just did that, and I removed parts of it for this kind of like dramatic lighting. Oh, and I did a line art thing around the outside again just to make it a bit thicker. And then I did the simple background. Added a few little elements in the background. And yeah, that's him. That's our little lamb cult man. So, you know, you can do that kind of sketchy style too, and that's kind of what I do to do that, this kind of style. For an emote, I wouldn't do that just because it's a very thin line. So we're not going to do that here. But it's a valid style. I do like how it looks. It's very good for big pieces. I've kind of been experimenting with it recently because that's how I would like do art, you know, more traditionally, is that kind of look. But digital art, it's harder to get like a sketchy look that looks good. And over the years, I've kind of just like learned what it is. You basically just kind of, instead of just drawing your lines as close as possible, you're kind of doing like little taps and kind of like doing vague shapes based on what you're thinking of doing. You can kind of see that, right? Like these are just like little strokes. Like there's like this stroke and this stroke and this stroke to do like this, right? And then after that, you're doing like lines to refine that. So you're doing like this over it, little taps on top, and then you're making like sketchy lines like that. That's not quite how it works. It's kind of how it works when you're drawing on paper, but it's not quite the same thing. And that takes some getting used to. So if you're moving into like doing digital art, there is definitely that like bit of getting used to it. Alright, there's our little guy. I like him a lot. He's very cool. I'm going to do one other thing. I usually don't do this, and this might not work because of the way our lines are set up. Not really. Alright, I won't worry about it. But those would be filled in black as well. But because of the way we sketched it, I might be able to actually refine these so that we can do this. I do kind of want to see what it looks like. This is kind of what I did with the Cult of the Lamb, and then any rough edges I would like use an eraser brush to get rid of. Here, let me just refine these. I want to put that color in there. That'll give us more of an accurate visual, kind of a quick glimpse of what we're looking for in terms of at least like lighting and where. Whoop! There we go. There we go. There's his big black eyes. It's a little jarring because everything else isn't really shaded in, but it's cool. I like the chibi eyes for sure, like the over-exaggerated reflections in the eyes. It definitely, it works for eyes. Everything else it doesn't really work for. Not completely true, but mostly true. Actually, I might be able to get this in here. Hold on. There we go. A little bit of darkness in his mouth, too. Well, there he is. Our cute little man. And now, we can start doing our main line art. So I just go around with this and I try to, like, pick sizes. So, this is a larger emote, so I'm going to try to do 20 for the outside. I might still have to thicken it up more, but who knows. But yeah, so generally I just do like this kind of thing. And I try to do these a little bit smoother. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to chuck this in like this. And then I'm going to go in with a smaller brush later to do the drippy bit. Because I just want the outer line to really be this and nothing else. By the way, I think I asked this on stream once before, but I could be wrong if I did or not. This kind of music. I made this for my Animal Crossing like year in review video on my main channel. A bit ago now. Doesn't feel that long ago, but it was. You guys be into like more of this kind of stuff? I know some of you guys have come through here and you're like, oh, I like this. Now maybe you've said it as a joke and you're like, actually it's kind of lame and dinky, which I mean that's the point of it, so in fairness, yeah. You guys are into it though. Might make some more of it in the future. I have a little bit of it that I didn't use. I didn't need it. Unfinished, but stuff that I could definitely finish up. Did I put this on a new layer? I hope it did. Oh, thank God. I've done that too many times. I put it on like the wrong layer and it's just like, oh no! Everything's wrong! And I have to redo all of it. Usually I don't go too far without doing that, because I usually come to it that same way where I'm like, wait, did I do it? It's still more progress than you want to lose, though. Let's be real. Yeah. When you first start the line art, it feels awful. Because you're like, ugh, this looks terrible. And you just don't want to deal with it because you're like, ugh. This is awful. It looks so bad. And in fairness, it does feel like that for a while, and it kind of does look like that for a while, but when you start putting in different thicknesses of lines and doing your smaller details, it'll start to look okay. I think the biggest problem was going too, like, out of your way with, or like, going too overboard with really thick lines. I'm trying not to go too overboard. It looks overboard right now, but sorry I'm back. No, don't apologize. You gotta do something, you gotta do something. We're just here to have a good time, be a little bit extra entertaining, you know. Edmund Apex Wolves and flip real quick. Ooh, you did a flip. You succeed on the flip, or are you waiting on the flip? Because congrats if you got something out of that. There we go. Oh, it was a free mint. Never mind. But also, 0.077. That's good though. That's really good on a free mint. I mean, I guess endgame you kind of had that same thing too if you wanted to take that. Some people were selling for like 0.1 when it was first going. It's like, oh my god. Lost 30 something in gas. Yeah. Course now crashed and it's 0.035. Well, I mean, hey, you got the good, like, you know, a little bit of flip there, which is good. I mean, I still feel like that's worth it in the end. Pre-reveal it was 0.12. Well. But think about it in the way of, hey, you didn't only get 0.035, you got 0.077, so it could have been worse. Drawing's coming along nice? Yeah, it's not too bad. We got our little dude. He's good. I gotta move my microphone in a way that I don't hit it. Give me a second. It's gonna look wacky because it's over to the side, but it'll be worth it in the end. There we go. I don't think I'll hit it as much now. I say. It's because I'm doing the pinch and then I go. Yeah, we'll see. How long have we been going here? An hour and a half? We got plenty of time. We're gonna finish our dude. I said we were gonna do like 2. I mean, maybe we can do an alternate one of this guy. Do a different expression, like an angry one. But I kind of want to do like different like poses or positions or angles and stuff of our dude rather than a mouth. I want to do different angles. There's not a lot to him, so I don't know how crazy it's gonna get, but we'll figure that out in time. This little bit's so close together, so I want to make sure that we're not cramming things too close with thick lines. I'm gonna draw this a bit down here. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna make these smaller when they go in. There we go. Usually I don't draw towards a line to connect it, but okay. Sometimes you're going to be drawing a line like 50 times until you get it. There we go. We're getting there, we're getting there. Only like to really go like this. There we go. Oop, nope, never mind. That's wrong. There we go. And I'm going to go in with a thinner one to complete it. The bottom ones I don't really care about because it's only the ends of them. The rest of it can be thick. This I'm going to go from here. Sorry, I'm going to go like this. I want to make sure to keep that like scoopy look. I don't know if that's looking good. There we go, that's better. I gotta make sure that this part looks really good, because if it looks weird, then people are gonna notice. There we go. I mean, art is subjective, really, at the end of the day, so, in fairness. Somebody might be like, that looks awful. But I don't care. I do care a little bit. My feelings are hurt and I feel bad. I kid. I kid. Criticism is important. I was against it for the longest time. Because I was like, you know, I don't like feeling like all hurt. People like, I don't want to fail, right? Nobody really wants to fail, right? But at the same time, sometimes even like the harshest of comments, you can be like, well, how can I make that not happen as much? And then you just kind of work from there, you know? Alright. Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking already. We haven't even done too much. Alright, I'm gonna change how this looks a little bit. Just because the thick line kind of is gonna make it look worse, so I put it higher. Some of these we will just end up changing. Won't be exactly the same as the concept. But that's okay. I hit the mic again. It's never gonna stop. I think we need to hit the mic emote in the Twitch here. It doesn't just happen on art streams. It happens a lot on art streams, but it doesn't just happen on art streams. There we go. I don't really know the way I approach drawing drips in terms of like which lines to put in. I just kind of want to make them look like they're goopy and very like thick. Don't clip that out of context, please. I know it's very easy like to do. You don't have to. I also understand if you do. Alright. Just like that, there you go. A little bit of his thing there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do thinner things for some of these. I might do some of these smaller ones down here. I might do some thinner lines as well. But these main thicker ones, I think, we'll keep as thicker lines. This like 14. I usually like to do about 3 to 4 line weights, line thicknesses in one piece. That's the most like organic feeling. Realistically, the most organic feeling line thickness is like changing in the same line, and I can do that with I have an Apple Pencil. It does that, but I'm not fully comfortable with that yet. At least, I've never really been fully comfortable. I used to have a stylus for the longest time that did pressure, And I think it just worsened my art because I was just like not really thinking about pressure and stuff. It's definitely an element that's kind of its own thing and requires its own practice. So I just kind of disabled it for this brush. It'll apply to other brushes, but the ones we're using don't have it, so... Which is fine. It's what I want, but... Some people be like, wow, why'd you get an Apple Pencil then? Still works really well. The only thing I wish it had, that it doesn't have, so it has this like double tap feature on it, or at least the Apple Pencil, I don't know if it's Apple Pencil 2 or Mark 2, or version 2, I don't know how they label it, but it has this like flat surface here and you tap it and it does stuff. I've turned it off because you can only make it do a few things. I wish you can make it be undo, because then I wouldn't need to tap my undo all the time. I tap it way too much. I would love to just be able to like, boop boop. Oh, it undid. At the same time, I might have tapped it accidentally too many times, which I think would have happened. So who knows, maybe it would have actually been awful, but... Alright. This has to be different. This has to be like this, and then this. Yeah, that makes it look more goopy. I kind of just act under the assumption that if I go too long without having like the line separated somewhere, that it's just gonna look odd. You know? It's not right, and I have to go back to the drawing board and try something else. There we go. I'm liking it. It's looking good. And then, of course, when we're done our line art, we'll change the color of that. It's just so we can see the contrast between it. Some people do it differently, where they like make the other layer transparent and they still use black. I like to use red. And it works the best for me, personally. It seems to do the trick, you know? Come on. Nope, that's not it. That's it. Yeah. I like having the mix of some of the bigger globs and the smaller ones. That really helps and makes it feel organic. How many are we gonna see when it turns into an emote? Who knows? Probably not. Well, I mean, we saw our example from earlier. Probably won't see as many. That's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. Just that's probably what's gonna happen. Alright, do we have any other ones here I want to do? I guess there's a side one here. Alright, so... Whoop. I don't know how this one was supposed to flow. It feels very odd. I kind of come out of the side here. Nope. I don't know how this one was supposed to go. Doesn't seem to quite make sense. Does that work? I don't know. This one's weird to me. Maybe we'll do something like this. Just change it up completely. Sure, that works for me. And we can do like a little like small one here. That. There. See, there are some changes we're going to make along the way. That's just the way it's going to be. Oop, computer is deciding to die right now. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. This happens occasionally. Give me a second. Half the time I never actually know what to do in these situations. So lame, you know? It's lame as ever. I hate it so much. I restarted the stream, everything's fine. Golden. Why can't it just stay that way? I gotta stream tomorrow, and it's like a 5-hour stream. There's no way. I can't believe I got through the one. There's no way I'm getting through tomorrow's. I may not stream tomorrow. I want to be consistent with streaming, but... And I know most of you are here just for the art. That's fine. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. I do appreciate it. And sorry for things breaking and stuff. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. The stream's fine now. Hopefully it stays fine. We'll continue with the art. Here's the art, by the way, for those who haven't seen it yet. I have a water. Alright. So, here we are. We're just finishing up some of this stuff. We're gonna leave that. This one I changed up a little bit. Oh, we got our sketch. We're doing the line art right now. Might do the rest of these with like a slightly smaller brush just to give a bit of variety. Like a 10. We were doing 14. Might do the rest of these with 10. When I go to the actual eyes, I'm going to go back to, like the mouth and stuff, I'll go back to 14, or maybe like 12 or something. It's only a small margin, but it does make a difference in the end. A little flick there. And these little like overlaps give some like layers. Slime, yeah. You know, it's funny you say that. I mean, it is true. That is what it is that we're looking at. But also, I actually used to go by the name Slime or iSlime at the time. Sounds a little weird. It's kind of why I changed it. It was made, you know, years ago. The history of that is my dad had a username. It was Slimer31. He went by that because in high school people called him Slimer. 31's his favorite number. People called him Slimer because people would like kind of... He liked Ghostbusters, but also because when he talked he used to like kind of spit at people a little bit. He doesn't do that now. But that was kind of the whole history of that. Went by that on Steam and many other places. Eventually I started playing on Steam all the time, but I used his account. Eventually just gave me it, because he didn't use it that much, it was only for a few games. So I just ended up inheriting that account. And I started playing TF2 at the time. And people started to know me by that username, but it wasn't really my username, so I didn't want to go by that. So I changed it to iSlime. And I kind of just went off of that because it was like iPod. It was like small I, like small I, slime, capital S. I still have a YouTube channel called that I used at the time. I made a new channel when I switched to riskRED. Yeah. I switched it because I was like, yeah, you know, it's never really my own username. I just went by that so people could like, you know, people weren't confused when I changed it. They were a little confused, but not like so confused that it was like, oh no, the worst. Can't get this thing right. Actually, I said I wanted to change the thickness of that. Let's leave that one there. Let's do the rest of these little, like, slimy bits, and then we'll go back to the 14 or the 12 or whatever. My son's gonna inherit my Booty Licker 6969 username. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure there will be no retaliation to that at all. It'll be totally fine. They'll be so grateful for such an amazing name. There's some like YouTuber that I've seen that was like going into stores and people were asking for their like email address or whatever, and then they would give them like these crazy ones that were like nobody would in their right mind would give that. Like Rusty Nuts. Stuff like that. But I know some people that had like ones like that. My uncle had one that I don't think he has it anymore. It was like Electric Rob. I'm like, it's not like bad, like it, you know, but it's weird, right? Like you wouldn't want to go to a store and be like, yeah, my username's Electric Rob. Kind of weird. All my emails are like very like formal, you know, just like some abbreviation of my name or something like that. I don't have anything. I have one that was like a riskRED one. I don't really use it though. I think it's like a Yahoo email. What does riskRED stand for, or how did you choose it? riskRED, basically I'm gonna start doing more content and stuff. Didn't really happen at the time, mostly because I went to college. But basically it was kind of a risky play to like, you know, really delve into content. And so I was like, oh, it's a risk. And then I was like, well, just a risk is like, it's good, I like it, but you know, it's probably taken. It is in a lot of places, you know, it's not an uncommon word. So there was that, and then I was like, well, I want something that like kind of flows and sounds kind of cool, but also something that like visually looks good when it stands out. So like I put riskRED because I was like, originally I was like, oh, I could do the risk is red, you know, like a code red, but it's like a risky play at the same time. So that was kind of like how it was. And then I was like, well, that's kind of a weird, it's not catchy, you know, and it's kind of like a mouthful, right? So then I just went to riskRED, and then I just did the capitalization because I wanted it to be, you know, risk and red as two separate things. They were easy to see when you typed it out. And that's basically it. I drew a cool logo at the time. Looks basically the way my logo does now. Now I have a go-to color. Yeah, that was the other advantage. That's why I also stuck with red, because I'm like, oh, I can like go to red. And I like red. I like black on red. It's like my favorite color combination, so. Originally it was more black with a little bit of red, and now I like a lot of red with a bit of black, because it's a more unconventional way of doing it. Very common to do a lot of black with a little bit of red. It's really common to do like really any color, where it's like, you know, like black and then a little bit of a color. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just like that's the common way to do it. I'm gonna go to 6 for these little details. It's not gonna be a lot of little details, because again, it's not really useful, but there's these ones. I'm not basic. Did I say I'm basic? I do that a lot. I kind of am, though. There's a lot of people in the world that have like so many like life experiences they can pull from and like be like, oh, you know, like I have a story that I can tell you. And I'm not saying I don't have those, but like people are like so natural with it and they have so many. It's like, oh, I've talked to this person several times and like I haven't heard this story yet. Not with me. Like you'll hear everything that you need to know about me like the second time you talk to me. And I would say that's probably basic. Like some people's lives, they're just like, yeah, like I fought a shark. What? No. Like, yeah, and they're like, I have pictures, I have proof. And there's somebody like else in the room, they're like, yeah, like, no, that's real. I'm like, I made ramen noodles one time, but I like melted shredded cheese on it. That was pretty cool. Tasted good. I wish that story was a joke. I do that. It's good, by the way. Put a little bit of salt on it. Sounds weird, but it helps. I'll have to run for now, but make sure you put a screenshot of the final image in Space Pass holders. Oh yeah, no, it'll be there. It'll be there. It'll probably be an emote. I might have to ask the team if they like it or not. That might determine the actual result. But yes. No, it'll be posted in... well, it'll be posted in the Illustrators room. I might put it in Space Pass holders too, but normally it'll be in the Illustrators room. So it will guaranteed be there. Alright, so I stopped the music originally. I want to put that back. And break the stream immediately. Wait. Wait for it. Wow, that really made the stream, like, punch up. But it normally does that anyway, so it's fine. Like always, for those of you that can't watch the whole stream, you might want to watch it later. VODs will be up on the VOD channel. Stuff isn't right now just because it's a little out of date and I'm updating it at the moment, but there are a few that I uploaded today. I mean, they're all uploaded right now. I just have to, like, you know, fix the descriptions and the tags and the titles and thumbnails and stuff. So I'm doing that at the moment. Not right this moment, we're streaming, but I'll get to it, jeez. But yes. So we'll be getting to that. And this stuff will be up there. Any issues we have like this sucks when it happens live on stream, but eventually the stream will be on that channel. It'll be all together, so you don't have to worry. You don't have to go through multiple parts like you do here on Twitch. Alright. This is looking good. Let's get rid of this and see how it looks. I mean, that looks pretty good. It's looking good. We're not done yet, but we're getting there. I'm liking him. He's looking good. Our blobby little dude. We're almost going to be done. Not long now. Match that line a little bit more. Getting the angle right on the line art of a circle is like super crucial. People can immediately tell when a circle doesn't quite look right. There's a little bit of like freedom that you can do because stylization is a thing, and luckily, naturally, as people, we are usually forgiving of some stylization. Some people don't like, are not a fan of stylization, which is totally fine. That's valid. I think if you're in that boat, you should reconsider. But I, at the end of the day, am not the one that justifies your opinions. Alright, so we have the eyes, we have the mouth and the tongue, and some of that inner stuff, and that's about it. That's everything. So, yeah, I guess we'll do that. So I'm going to do this with a smaller brush. I'm going to do 10. Alright. I'm going to do 6 for this uvula. Why did I make it so symmetrical? Honestly, good job me. Not gonna be as symmetrical now, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. And now we just have the eyes to do, which we'll do with a 14. I'll try my best to get this shape right. Because if we've determined anything, this shape is actually very important. Alright. Whoop, that's not quite right. There we go. Alright, there's our first one. Let's do our second one, and then we'll be good. We'll be golden. Oh, and I guess we need to do the areas for the shiny bits. Never mind, not quite yet. We're very close. We're gonna do color, of course, too. The slime, in essence, would be transparent. I don't think we'll be making him transparent here. We'll just make him full colored. Simply because there's really no reason to make him transparent. It's not like it's going to affect anything. And if we do need to make him transparent in the future for other use cases, doesn't matter. We can do that. It can be done after the fact. That one. Here's that one. And here's our little one. There we go. Our other one. Oops, that one looks weird. Let's redo that. I mean, this will be filled in with color anyway, but we still want to get the line art as good as we can. There we go. There's our guy. There he is. Look at that clean line art. How lovely he looks. Alright, and then we can just change this. Make it some black line art. There you go. There he is. There's our man. Or whatever he is. I can't speak for slime biology, but there he is. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump this guy in our concept sketches so they're all in one folder. And then I'm going to make another layer. I'm going to hit this reference. So it uses that as a reference for this layer. Basically what it says it does, and then what we can do, we can go in here and pick our color. I usually like to pick something a little matte, not quite fully saturated, something like this. There you go. There he is. And so this is a separate layer, so we can get rid of this, and there's our little like slime guy's flesh. I don't know if this is fully the color I like, but we can change it. We have our main guy. Let's see if we can pull from here. I'm just going to do that. He's a little transparent, so it's got a little bit of blue in it, but that's okay. Hey, there he is. That's more of like a Nickelodeon slime kind of green, you know? It's a little yellowy green, you know? That's what we want. Nice. Alright, we'll work from there. We'll just do our own colors outside of that. So usually I go darker and add saturation is kind of the way I work for like darker colors. So we'll do that. We'll go even darker, add some saturation. Even darker, add some saturation. And there you go. So that's kind of like the entrance to his mouth of sorts. That sounds weird. I might do this too. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Or maybe we do this. And then we go a bit darker with it, full saturation. We do that. Yeah, that's better. Want to create that depth. We're going to take this color and we're going to brighten it and turn the saturation down. We get that brighter tongue. I'm going to turn it down a bit and go full brightness. There you go. So you get that bright tongue. that gives it that bit of extra contrast. Because we're keeping them basically all green, we're just kind of working with this like different, you know, saturations and brightness level of green, really, because we're not really using anything other than that. That's pretty much just that. So yeah, so like the innards of his eye will probably be similar. I'm gonna actually make it a little less saturated and a little bit more green. Do that. So that's the innards of his eye. I might even use this color instead for the filler of his eye instead of pure black. Yeah, that looks good. That works well. There you go. That looks cool. He looks really cool. I like how he's turning out. I'm gonna use this color again just to fill these in, since we don't want to really have any pure white in here. There we go. There it is. And our guy's fully colored in now. Some people could call that done, right? Like that could basically be it if we really wanted it to be. But no, not yet. Not yet. We gotta add those like little bit of slime details. You know, those little like circly things like this around. You know, we gotta add those. And add some like shiny highlights and shadows and stuff. So we gotta do that now. So really, the way that I kind of do this is I just take the main color here. Now you could, if you wanted to, and sometimes I'll do this too, that linear burn trick I talked about earlier, you could do again if you really wanted to. I'm not going to do it here, where you like use black and you kind of like cheat the color a little bit. It does make it faster, but there are some weird side effects from it if you use it weirdly. I don't fully know what I mean by that myself. No, I do. Basically, if like you go outside the lines, you're gonna have these weird like slightly transparent black parts and stuff. So you just have to be careful with it. And you're not like fully at control of the color. And the way that it's efficient is that you don't have to make multiple different like color choices for each thing that you're shading. So what's useful about that is that you might want to do something where you're like, okay, let's just do like the black linear burn, and it looks great for every color, but it's like, oh, this one I want to be a little darker, I want it to be a little bit more saturated or something. You can change your linear burn so that it works that way. Mind you, with more saturation, the darker it's going to become, so you can't really control those separately. But then it's going to change everything else because you have it all in the same layer. Possibly. Maybe you don't do it that way, and then it's totally fine. But at that point, you might as well just be picking colors. So, you know, it's whatever you think. Make that a little darker, a little bit more saturated. And that seems good to me. Alright, so I'm going to pick a direction of lighting. Well, actually, no, because we kind of already established our direction of lighting. The reflections are determining that on the eyes. Our reflection is coming from like the top this way, this way, this way. That's the way it's coming in. You know, arrow, we're going that way. That's the way our lighting's going. Going from the top left and down to the bottom right. So that means that our shadow is going to be over on this side like this. So we're going to do it as such. Now I might not be done fully by this because coloring can take a while. Just a fact. It can take some time. Alright, I'm gonna go like that a little bit, might go up a little bit more. I'm gonna go up too much though, because there won't be shadows on every side. There you go, so I'm going there. And the shadow here is going to be a little weird, so I'm not fully sure what to do there yet, so I'm not going to commit to anything until I'm sure what I want to do down there. It'll probably just be all in shadow too, but we'll have to see. Yeah, and then I'm just going to color this in. Now you can't exactly reference the layer and color this in properly because that's not how it works. it's just going to fill in with one color again. We have to paint this in now, which is fine. That's not, you could, if you wanted to speed things up. You could do it in a way where you create like a shape. So if you do like a circle, right? And it's connected, we can fill that in now. Now, because we have that referenced, so we would turn this reference off, and it'll work like that. Oops, or not. No, it's not. Oh, that's why. There we go. Then we can fill in just that circle, right? So, you know. We could do it that way, but I like painting it in, especially with this thing, because sometimes the edges aren't quite exact to the edge. You can see there's a few little errors. We'll try to spot them as we go. We might miss a few. They're pretty subtle, though, so it's fine if we miss some, but try not to. I'm going to go through here right now and just add shading where it should be. So, like places I know it should be, and then we'll try to figure out the more complicated areas. So it should be here on this eye because it'll be sunken in and the lighting highlight will hit this edge. So it'll be shadowed on the opposite side. And that'll be the same for this side too, just because of the angle. This will not be shadowed as much, but it is shadowed. There you go. Very nice. We could make it look like the eyes are like sunken in a lot, so if we really wanted to do that, we could also do shadow in like that if we wanted to, and we'd get a color of this, so... something like that. If I wanted to, and then I'll make it look really sunken in. Oop. My bad, I went a little overboard right there. The highlight will help make that feel more sunken in too. We really want to go that route. I think I am going to go that route, just because I feel like a slime would be very bulgy. That's not a word you use every day. But I do feel like that would be the case. I feel like a slime would be quote-unquote bulgy. There you go, his eye's going in a little bit there. Bit of shadow here too, because his bit of slime would just naturally put a shadow there. That's more of a contact shadow. I'm not saying my shading is 100% accurate all the time either, by the way, but I try to get it to look generally good enough, at least, so. As long as I can do that, I'm happy. There we go. We're doing those little subtle edges. The shading's really where like a lot of art comes to life, at least in my opinion, and at least in my experience. So, I like to take care with it, because I deem it important. There you go. We're going to do a lot of that, and then we're going to do like another version of this the other way, and that'll be our highlights. And then from there, I think we'll be done. So we're just kind of chilling for now. I'm going to try to finish this on stream. I do want to do that. Yeah, so I'm going to do a lot of those for those slime globs. They're going to have lighting like that. I'm just going to go about and try to do as many of those as possible right now, I think. Also inside the mouth and things like that. We'll get to that. But because we have this color out already, we might as well just do everything that requires it and go from there. That wouldn't really have shadow because it's on the opposite side. There we go. Yeah. Now, would this guy look like a good emote in the Shot to the Moon Discord? Meh. No idea. You never really know until you look at it really small, and when you do Procreate art, you don't really like to go like super small and go, will it look good? Because you can really only go so small with this too. It looks like it'll look interesting enough anyway. Again, there's more shading to be had, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll look good in the end. Again, we're not done all the shading, so not accurate at all. That's the other thing. So if it doesn't look good, you know, or it's, you know, not really fit, or whatever ends up happening, right? With it, then the other thing we get is, again, drawing it at that full resolution, now we just have some art. That's cool. Maybe it's not used in Shot to the Moon, it's not used where it was thought to be intended for. But then the thing we get is, again, a cool art piece. We might be able to use it for something else. And if we can't use it for something else, then hey, you got like a good piece of art that you can just kind of show around and be like, here's another thing that I did. It's always used for art somewhere, with something, in some way. So at the end of the day, always good to do some art. If that's something you're interested in doing, yeah, just go for it, you know? And the whole argument of like, but I'm not skilled enough for it, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I mean, there's the internet, you can look up stuff that way. If you want to learn stuff about things. But also the fun thing about art is that you can just kind of try, do some stuff for a while, figure some stuff out, and kind of go from there. There's no right or wrong way to do art. Maybe possibly subject matter, but that's its own thing. You know, you can make offensive art. That is a thing. In that case, well, can't fully comment on that, really. Depends what it is, I guess. Alright. There's that. Yeah, we're just going through here and getting the shading, really. What we're doing. I think, this is really the only way that I, like, think of doing shading. There's, like, soft shading, but I always feel like I go overboard in some way, or I don't even really want to say overboard, but, like, you know, I feel like I do something that just makes it not look good. It looks too unnatural. I'm not saying this looks like natural in realism, but, you know, when I did shading and realism and stuff in the past, I never felt like I was that great at it. There was only like one bit of art that I've done that was like based in realism that I was like, you know what, I'm actually happy with that, and I think the shading is really good, and it's like the reason the whole thing looks good. That's only happened like one time, and it was when I did some like charcoal art. Fortunately, I don't have that anymore. I've told the story before. My high school art teacher like stole that from me because he was like, I'm gonna show it off, like display it in our school display because it's really good. And he did that with people all the time, so I was like, oh, okay, perfect, awesome. So I let him take it, and then he never displayed it. and then he just had it. And I'm like, that was like my favorite art piece. And I never got it back. I don't even have a photo of the finished thing. I have a photo of it, like, work in progress. But that's it. I mean, the work in progress has, like, the best elements on it, kind of. So in a way it's fine, but, like, eh. I still go, that sucks. I wish I had that. Because it's a good, like, showcase item. I don't know, it just looked good. It turned out well. You know? This actually, because it's like a ball shape, should be shaded in more. Like this. Have that little bit of like shading to make it seem like it's a ball, right? Like it's an orb. I think that works enough. That's realistically what it would do. It would just like get to the bottom of where, like the crease, and then it would just stop. But yeah, that seems natural to me. Seems like what it would look like shading. Alright. I think, for the most part, I think we're good. Outside of some extra bits on the mouth, things here. That was a general, like, this color good. We're not. I thought we were. We're not. I lied. Once we get out of this color, we'll look at the next thing we need to do, and etc, etc. Okay. Do really quick strokes like that, you can get a, you know, thinner lines. Anyway. Alright, there's that. I think, for the most part, I think we're good outside of down here. I'm just trying to look generally through myself to make sure that I haven't missed anything major that way. Well, I guess there would be shading here too, actually. Now that I think about it. Maybe like some roundness here because of that. Maybe this isn't inaccurate. Maybe this doesn't even matter. Maybe this isn't at all accurate to what it should be. I don't know. I don't feel like that's right. There should be something there, though. Yeah, sure, something like that. That works. Good enough. Yeah, so some stuff is like never going to be perfect. I think that's fine enough. Yeah, so I think like everything, this would come to like a crease eventually. And then you would just like get like it would come to this, right? Where it would just like come to a crease where the bottom of the body starts, and then you would leave it there. That's kind of where it goes, right? He's a ball, he's got some shading that way. You can kind of put a few little bits of shading this way to exaggerate the fact that he's got a little bit of like a crease here where his body just kind of ends, you know? right? So he ends there, but of course, there would be some extra shading this way. And this would be in shadow because it's behind him. It'd be all this stuff. Like that, so that would already be something. And yeah, I think this is like the best way to do it. Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of like body parts and stuff that are like the bottom of his slime body that's just gonna be shaded like this, I think. And yeah. I'm kind of combining things just so that there's more of a general shading. Something like that. Sure. I don't know if any of this is right, by the way. This is the weirdest part of the shading, so I'm just kind of doing some guessing, really. Oop, I went outside the line a little bit. There we go. Alright, there's that. Alright, and then this would just be in shadow on this one side, I think. Like that. I don't think it would be much deeper than that. Maybe a little bit like this, just because he's under stuff. Oh, and there would be this, of course. Never mind, not completely accurate. There we go. Yeah, this little bit of shading on the bottom of his body is definitely really helping, giving him some extra depth. This is definitely where a lot of it was needed, for sure. Without a doubt. Alright. Get that little bit there, and I think from there, we just have this little bit here. Yeah, look at that. There's our shading for our guy, pretty much. I guess we have the tongue still, too, so... Not quite accurate, but we're almost there. Okay. That's pretty much it for the tongue, and then we have these. So it's just these like few little details that we still have left for shading. That's pretty much that. Nothing else really beyond that. I guess it'll be more like this. There we go. There we go. That's pretty much that for the mouth, and I guess we kind of have the eyes bit. I don't know. I don't think that one really counts because it's already dark, so I don't think we'd actually do the eyes. The eyes will just stay like that. There you go. So there's the shading of our dude. And you can see how, like, much this has brought him out. But the highlights really help too, so we're going to do that as a separate layer. Just because I don't want to screw up the progress of this. Now usually I used to go full white with the highlights. I think I'm going to commit to not doing that. I don't know how bright I'm going to go though. I'm around here. Definitely very pale. Around there. Yeah, that looks about right. I think that looks pretty good. Actually, you know, it might just be this color. But like a little bit more green, yeah. Yeah, I think that's really it. So a little bit more green-white, that's really it. Okay, and then from here we're just going to kind of go around and add these highlight layers to everything. And that'll just really add a little bit of extra pop, make things feel good. And that is really good for emotes. It looks really good on emotes. It's probably the best looking thing on an emote. It really makes it pop. Now I always have highlights sit above shadows. I don't know, I just feel like it feels a little better. The highlights feel more prominent, generally. I just try to add them in places where they feel accurate. As accurate as they can be, anyway. And just kind of go from there. We just add them basically all on the one side. Or wherever they would be. Basically opposite to wherever our shadows are. That's essentially how it is. Once we're done that, then I can say that that would be definitively the end of that. Other than that, I would be moving it over to Photoshop to do a few things like shrink the file down and fit it better for emote purposes, but we don't have to do that. That's like super technical. I will do that, but that won't be anything we have to go through here on the stream. Not the most entertaining bit. I think we've done it before in the past just to kind of show the process, but it's nothing breathtaking by any means. Now, when it came to fire monkeys, when I did highlights, I did eventually, like, when I got closer to the right side, in instance of this anyway, I made the highlights slightly darker, just to make it seem like there was more of a lighting pass across things. And there was a slightly brighter side, but I mean, yeah. Damn, it feels good to be straight. I do like making straight lines. They're very good. But hey, if you're feeling good, then that's, you know, that's good. More power to you, honestly. And welcome, by the way. We're just finishing up this little piece of art right now. We should be close to done, actually. We're just finishing up our highlights, but he's looking good. He's looking good. He's a jolly boy, you know? I do want to look up right towards the end here. I think it would be interesting to look at is the reference we started at, because I've already forgot what he looks like. And he probably looks completely different than what I even remember. And then it's going to be like, oh my god! What monstrosity was that? This looks way better. Or is like the Baby Yoda equivalent. Or Grogu. Alright. This song's weird. I gotta remove it from the playlist. I really do. Alright. It's good for like Halloween. But it's June. So we're a little A little late on that one. Yeah, but don't you see how the highlights are just like so much nicer? We get rid of them, like they're not all there yet, but we get rid of them and it's just, it adds a little bit of extra dimension, extra bit of pop. It was never something I really thought of too much when I was doing art like this when I was younger. I thought about like the highlight, like shiny spots, as I probably would have thought of them at the time, like the like hot spots on things. You know, where you have like something and you have some object and then you have a bit of reflectivity and you have that like extra bit of like glow and stuff. Like, yeah, that stuff I kind of thought of just because like it's pretty obvious. It's like right in your face a lot of the time. But actual like highlights like this, nah. They really help. They really do. They're a really nice thing to have. Especially with, again, art in this kind of style. A very cartoony style. And you don't always need, like, highlights to this extent, though. I'm not saying, like, that's something that is required to have good art in this style. I am hitting buttons wrong. But I personally think it helps. But again, that's why I do it. And why, if you're an artist yourself, you might not. Or you might, you know, be getting into art and you find you don't like that. Maybe you don't like the process of doing it, maybe you don't like how it looks, maybe you found something better. Whatever it is. Oop, I hit the mic again. I think that's definitely an emote we need here. Mic hit. For the 10th time today. Alright. I'm not doing highlights in the ones that are like in shadow. Actually, I might do that and I'll show you something kind of fun to do with that. Kind of cool trick when it comes to color. That I like to do in regards to that sort of thing. I'm just trying to look for places that we might have missed some highlights. Oop, up over here. There we go. Alright, so something I like to do with this is take the base color that you have, and when it's in shadow, use that as the highlight. It works really well. Every time. And you get this nice like blend in if you get outside of the shadow area. It looks really cool. Alright, so we're just gonna do that in some of the shadow areas. I'm probably missing one or two. Yeah. Actually, I think that's it. Alright. Oh, no. Whoa, almost missed it. Almost missed it. But we got it. There we go. Look at that. Happy boy. Yeah, that's turning out really nicely. Alright, we're almost there. Now we just have pure white. Literally just pure white. That's really the only thing we can go for here. The only thing really brighter than this at this point. There's that. This extra bit of pop out, I'm gonna do a white edge around the eye here. I'm gonna do that on both sides actually. Technically should be a bit of shadow on the eye, but I'm not gonna worry about it. There we go. Ooh, that really made the eyes kind of stick out a little bit. Like that. Alright. Anything else we have? We could put highlights inside the mouth, but that's kind of excessive. We don't really need to do that. I think we're good. I don't think we have anything else that we need to specifically do. I think that's it. I think we're done. I think that's our guy. The reference image was this guy. My god. I guess we could put in some of those like slimy little like details and stuff. We could do that. Why not? Fun little thing. Yeah, this guy's a little bit different. He's a little bit more of a cute guy, if you will. I think these will just be this color, and then I might just make them a little transparent if they're a little too much. Yeah, they might be a little too much, but whatever. I'll do them at 10. Yeah, you know, you just have a little bit of these. Just put them around in places. Do different directions every once in a while just to create some variety, you know? It just gives them the slime look, you know? He just has these little bits of chunks in them. They're kind of like air bubbles, the way that I view them. I don't know what they are. But it gives them some texture. It gives them some interestingness to him, I guess. We'll put some ones in the shadow, too. Don't want to miss out on that area. Alright. I think we're good. Maybe put some slightly darker ones in here. No, that's weird. Some ones in his eyes. There we go. Just some extra details, why not? And we can make these transparent to do that. Some slimy texture, there you go. That looks cool. He looks kind of like wet now from that. It's like a simple thing, but it looks cool. I like it. There we go. Okay, there's that. I could add some different like highlights on him too, just to give him that kind of like extra bit of gloopiness. I don't know if I'm gonna like that though. We can try it though. Why not? We'll try it, see if I like it. Usually with this I just do white, or I do like this color, sure. Or I guess it's this color, is a bit more green. And then I'm just gonna like go through here. I'll go with a big brush, so like a 14, maybe even bigger. If I really feel it. Yeah, definitely bigger. I just have this kind of gloopy look, right? So sometimes you'll want to add this like extra bit of highlight here. Possibly, maybe. And I'll make this probably transparent later. And I just add these to a few areas. And I did this with the other slime guy, like the original one that we used as reference. I don't know if I'm going to like it on this though, again, so we'll see. Oop. It looks cool at the moment, so maybe I'll be okay with it. Put it here too, I guess. Put it here maybe, like that. Put a little one here. Cool little things here and there. Why not? One there. That's about it. We don't really have anywhere else to put them, so that's that. I might make them a little transparent, something like this. Maybe. Could hit them with the overlay, but that's usually a little weird. The ad's kind of cool. Do something like that. Yeah, that adds a little bit of extra wetness to them. There we go. Alright, I'm definitely going to call it there. There's not really much more I need to do to him here. I think that's pretty good. I think this is good. This guy looks really, really cool. He turned out nicely. I like him a lot. Make him bigger here. we can play this little time-lapse replay. This is everything we did on stream, look at that! We drew them from the get-go, and all the little tangents that I did. But yeah, so anyway, guys, while we watch this going back through here, I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. I'm sorry about the technical issues. This is something that's not just specific to these art streams, so I don't know. I will figure them out in the future. They very much anger me that the technical issues keep happening, so hopefully at some point I'll be able to figure that out and get it so we're good. I don't really know why that kind of stuff's happening. I am planning at some point the stream computer that I am using to like just a wipe it of stuff. I think it's probably long overdue for that, and I'm hoping maybe that will help it a bit. I'm not really sure, so yeah, I'll see if that maybe helps as well. But anyway, so that's basically it though for the stream. We're gonna leave it there for today. I hope you guys that did come out enjoyed it, and if you're watching this later on, you know, the VOD channel or whatever, I hope that you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, so we're gonna do these more in the future. I was gonna look through the Discord on stream here and see what that looked like. And so I guess we could do that, see if there's any submissions. I'll do that right after this time lapse here. I was hoping to look a little bit earlier because I was hoping to be done around 10:30-ish. But we did put a bit of time into this. It actually ended up being right around the 3-hour mark for us drawing here. So yeah, I do think that worked out, you know, in terms of that time. But I do still want to go through the Discord if anybody had anything that was possibly submitted in the Illustrators Room chat, again, in the Shot to the Moon Discord. If you have a space pass, you'll be able to do that there. So I think we will look there. There may or may not be something. Again, totally optional to participate. It's just a little extra thing that if you do want to, then by all means, and I will look at stuff that is submitted there in the Illustrators Room. So yeah, we'll do that right after this. Almost done here. Just adding those little final details that we did just a little bit ago. And there you go. There he is. Ah, wow. They look really good. I'm going to get this cleaned up, and in the Shot to the Moon Discord, as an emote, we can use them, and it'll be a little, like, friend, everything. I might have to touch up a few little things after the fact as well, just so that he looks a little bit better in the Discord. Things like thickening the outline again. We already have it a bit thick here, but it might need to be thicker. There's little touch-ups like that that might be last minute, so it might not be one-to-one to what the art is that you're seeing here, but it will be pretty much this. So, and I will upload the full art on the Discord as well, and that'll be in the Illustrators Room, so if any of you guys want it for other purposes, you are free to use it, and it is available. So, that'll be up there a little bit after the stream. But quickly, I'm just going to quickly go. It's going to make my OBS glitch a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to go into Discord really quick. I'm just going to see if anybody is in here in the Illustrators Room. See if there's anything here that we may want to look at. There's not. Never mind. I won't switch over to it because there's nothing in there. That's okay. Again, totally optional. I just let that be a thing. If you guys wanted to do it. I'll look in Space Pass holders too, if there's anything in there. Alright. You guys have been talking in the Discord. A little bit about the stream as well. That's cool. Cool. Alright, well. That's all good. And then I guess we're leaving it there today. I'm going to have more of these streams in the future. So just letting you guys know that. I can't go to my full cam here. I gotta click. I changed my stream deck around a little bit, so it's screwing up a little bit. We're gonna go here. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, anyway. Basically, we're gonna be doing a few of these streams in the future. And really all it's gonna be is similar things to what we did. So essentially, our next stream, I'm not going to go fully into detail, but that will be in the Illustrators Room. there for you guys. So again, if you're part of the Discord, have the Space Pass, you'll be able to see the next thing after the campfire, which is on Friday. So that'll be probably around 3 p.m. Eastern is likely the normal time to expect something in the Illustrators room, again, if you do want to participate. And yeah, so this was just for like an emote in the Discord, but next stream, it will likely be something that will actually be part of some of the Shot to the Moon story, and may have bigger effects later on too as well. So if you are wanting to, basically, the easiest way to say it is participate in possibly deciding the fate of what something looks like from that stream and beyond, then you might want to participate in that stream. So that'll be next Friday. Hopefully by then I'll have some technical stuff figured out. I don't know, man. I've put so much into that. I don't know. At this point, I feel like there's not much I can do, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I can get to that point and it'll be okay. But anyway, again, thank you guys so much, though, for those of you that came out. Thank you guys so much for watching. All my social links and stuff are below. Of course, Shot to the Moon, at Shot to the Moon. There's all that kind of stuff there, and you can find the link tree on the Shot to the Moon Twitter in the bio, and that'll link you to everywhere that you need to go, as well as stuff like the Discord itself and the OpenSea page with like the Space Pass, and a few other collections I believe are there too, on that link tree. So you'll be able to see all that, and yeah, that's everything for me though. Thank you guys so much. Again, I do really appreciate it, and I will see you possibly tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. I might not stream tomorrow, I might have to figure out some technical stuff, but if I am streaming tomorrow, we're going to play a lot of Death Stranding, so that's kind of the plan. So anyway, again, thank you guys so much, though, for everything, and I will see you possibly, likely tomorrow. Thank you guys.